In today's video, I'm going to be discussing creating more separation between the upper body and the lower body in your transition for a big power source. Make sure you check this video out. Welcome back to the TruGolf Academy. You've joined me, Jon Watts, today in my own house. Hope you guys are keeping safe from the coronavirus. That's why I'm at home filming these videos, and I'm indoors today because the weather out there is horrible. And I thought it'd be a great opportunity to film a few videos of how I practice at home without hitting a golf ball. What can you guys do with limited space, whether you've got a golf club in your hand or not? And today we're going to be discussing the transition. We're talking about generating more speed, generating more power. So what I want is a bigger separation between upper body and lower body in that transition movement. Now, what you're going to need for this is something you can squash. So I've actually got a tennis ball which I've cut in half, or maybe it's a third, and we're going to pop that on the floor and we're going to be standing on it underneath our lead heel. Our lead heel is just the one that's closest to the target. If you imagine I'm swinging this way. And what we're trying to do here is we're going to grip the club the wrong way around. We're going to get to the top of the swing and we're going to feel like we can actually start to push down and apply some pressure to the tennis ball, squash ball, whatever you can get your hands on, dog's toy, something like that. Squash it underneath that lead heel, and I want you to get that sensation of leaving your arms up. Okay, so leaving your arms up for a little bit longer. We see with so many golfers that are inefficient and generate max speed here in the downswing that their upper body is moving at the same time as their lower body. We want to feel like our lower body is actually creating this transition movement. Now, there's something called X factor stretch, and it's just the difference between upper body and lower body, almost torso and hips. And a good way to visualize it is just using a couple of torque sticks. So one through your belt loops, one or a club shaft across your shoulders. So in a backswing position, if I could create 90 degrees of shoulder turn here and let's say 45 degrees of hip turn. So I've created a difference between them of 45. What we want to feel like we're able to do is increase that as we start our downswing. Rory McIlroy is fantastic at this. So his almost upper body stays there and his lower body is starting to move. And you'll see if I just face the camera here, upper body turn, if I start with my lower body, this cane is starting to move before this one starts to move. So let me show that from a couple of angles. Can I get this one? And we're probably only talking about another, depending on flexibility, another 5 or 10 degrees, but that can increase that X factor stretch from a 45 degree difference between shoulder turn and hip turn to actually 55, and that is a power source if we can start to do that correctly. So using some of these sticks is brilliant for that. I'm going to leave the one through my hips. I'm going to hold the club. I'm going to stand on the tennis ball. I'm going to wind to the top of the backswing. And if you've got limited ceiling height, just grip halfway down the shaft, whatever you can do. And I just want to feel like I start with my lower body. So I'm applying pressure towards the ball. My hips are starting to, you can see, to turn back towards the target. And I'm just going to feel like I leave my arms up. And it's a massive power source if we can create it in that transition. Lower body is starting downswing. Pressure is being applied to the ball underneath my lead heel. You can see my hips are rotating towards the target and I just feel like my arms are being left up. They are falling, but there's a big difference between falling arms and pulling that we see when people dominate their downswing wrongly with their upper body first. So if you can use a couple of torque sticks, canes, brilliant. A great exercise is that half a tennis ball, dog's toy, whatever you can use under your lead heel, and just work on that transition movement at home. Can you create a bigger X factor stretch, that difference between upper body and lower body in your transition movement? If this video has helped, hit the thumbs up. Make sure you check me out on all my social media channels where I'm filming daily content, again, at home exercises, all based around helping your game during this corona lockdown. Cheers guys, we'll see you soon.